Hey Sugar Geeks, Liz here. Today I'm going to show you how to make the most delicious, super easy buttermilk biscuits so you can have them whenever you want. Coming up next on the Sugar Geek Show. Okay, making buttermilk biscuits is super easy. The recipe is very simple. The ingredients are really simple, but it's all about the technique. So to make our biscuit dough, all you're going to do is add your flour, baking soda, and baking powder for that ultimate rise and fluffy texture. A little bit of sugar, totally optional. And I like to use pink Himalayan sea salt. Just give that a mix. And now we're going to take our bowl here, place it on top of a scale because this is going to make measuring out the butter the easiest. You press the tare button, so it's like ignore the bowl. This is at 0. And then I have my cold butter, and I'm just gonna grate directly into the flour. That way I am touching the butter as little as possible because you want the butter to stay cold as you can. That's gonna create the most flaky layers. You could pre-measure this butter ahead of time and then grate, but this is seriously the easiest. And if you have to use a scale, which you should be, to measure out your ingredients anyways, you might as well use it this way. Go. Good enough, close enough. And then we're just going to toss this to basically coat the butter with the flour. Work out any big chunks. That's it. Super, super easy. Okay, and then we're just gonna make a little well in the center. And then we're just gonna pour the buttermilk into the center, like so. You can use your hands or you can use your spoon. And we're just gonna take the outside and push it towards the center. We're basically just mixing this until it makes a kind of a sticky, gooey ball. You don't wanna like mix this vigorously or like be really rough with it. Just kind of moving it around until it looks something like this. You might be like, wow, that looks terrible, but trust me, it's perfect. Now at this point, this is where you would want to add in any mix-ins like chopped chives, rosemary, bacon, ham, pretty much anything you want to put in this. You could even do sweet things like blueberries if you wanted to, but I'm just going to keep these just plain, just like this, and put a little bit of flour on my surface. Dump all that on there. Now I'm going to press together. So I have a nice, beautiful, flat pile of nothing right now. Now we want to fold this 7 times. So we're going to make the first fold. It's going to be a little bit tricky. Press down, rotate, press down. And what this is doing is it's making layers. Press down. Notice how I'm not using a rolling pin. Don't need it. Oh shoot, I think that was 4. Press down. 5. Rotate. I'm just kind of pushing the excess flour and stuff back onto here. 6. Rotate, and 7. That's it. All of those beautiful layers of butter are going to turn into some magical biscuits. All right, now we want to press this down. You can use a rolling pin now if you want to, just so that you don't transfer the heat of your hands onto the biscuit dough. We want these about 1 inch thick. I'm making a half batch here. So if you're like, wow, my recipe made way more biscuits, it's because this is a half batch. All right, and then when you're cutting your biscuits, super important, you want to use a nice sharp metal cutter, and you want to press straight down and then come straight up. Try to have as little waste as possible. Straight up. If you twist, then you're going to seal those layers of butter and they won't rise evenly. See all those little layers on the side? My cutter is 3 inches. I'm gonna try my hardest to get 6 out of this. You can't really re-knead this, otherwise they'll get super tough. But I can kind of press them together a little bit to get 6. And then we have our trash biscuits. Probably about 2 of these. I'll just kind of smash them into the general shape. They're not going to be as pretty, but they are edible for sure. Full batch, remember, we'll make twice as many. Okay, biscuits go onto a pan. You want to put them just so they are almost touching, pretty close together. That's going to help them rise evenly, straight up. Learned this trick from Alton Brown. When I was growing up, one of my favorite shows was Good Eats. I loved learning how to make recipes perfectly since we didn't bake a lot when I was a kid. And my other favorite was How It's Made. Coincidentally, these are still some of my favorites. And then you want to brush them with an egg wash, 1 egg, 1 tablespoon of water, whisked, just over the top. Do not get that on the side or it's going to seal your biscuits and keep them from rising. If you don't put the egg wash on, you're not going to get a nice brown on top. So you don't want to skip the egg wash. You can also use milk. If you want to make these biscuits ahead of time, you can put them in the freezer before you egg wash them. Take them out, and you don't even have to defrost them. You can just pop them right into a preheated oven and bake them up so you can have biscuits whenever you want. Into the oven. I'm gonna put these in the center rack for 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna rotate them and bake them for another 5 minutes. All right, biscuits are done. You can see those beautiful flaky layers, golden brown top. Oh, it's gonna be amazing. You wanna take some melted butter, brush the tops with that butter. Don't be shy. That's it, guys. That's how you make the most delicious homemade buttermilk biscuits you've ever had. If you wanna see more recipes like this one, don't forget to subscribe. I'm Liz Merrick, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.